Tonight, the August 8th special election is over and the results are in. Take a look. This is the final tally as of 11 p.m. tonight. No is the winner with 56% of the vote, and more than 2 million Ohioans came out to vote in this election, which is more than the May primary and last year's gubernatorial election. This means nothing is changing for November. Good evening and thanks for joining us tonight at 11. I'm Yolanda Harris.
And I'm Andrew Kinsey. The race was called just a few hours ago, and tonight we are getting reaction from watch parties for both the vote yes and vote no crowds. 10 TV's Ashley Bornanted live tonight with reaction. Ashley.
Well, Yolanda, Andrew, the Ohio Senate President Matt Huffman says he was disappointed in the results of tonight's election. The Republican Senate Committee met here and we were just right outside. Now, media was not actually allowed in that event, and the event remained relatively quiet. Lawmakers did not come chat with us until the very end when we received those results. Huffman expressed again he was disappointed, but he did believe that the $20 million spent on the campaign was worth it, and it was an educational opportunity for voters to question how easy it should be to amend the Constitution. Now, meanwhile, cheers and tears rang out from advocates opposing Issue 1. Many folks telling our team this is a win for a chance to protect reproductive rights in Ohio.
Obviously, there are a lot of folks who did not want this to happen, not just because of the November issues, but for all of the other ones that are coming. So lots of folks from around the country spent a lot of money to make sure this didn't happen.
Proud of Ohio, proud of Ohioans who believe in majority rule and one person, one vote. It's worked well for this state for 111 years, and the people came out and sent a very strong message to an extremist supermajority in the legislature that they believe in fairness, they believe in freedom, and they believe in the power to hold them accountable.
And tonight, lawmakers say they do believe that this election was fair. Huffman, though, says he does not believe Republicans had enough time to campaign together. And he says supporters of this issue are not giving up just yet. They are going back to the drawing board, but we might not see this issue back on the ballot come even next year. We're going to keep you updated, of course, on 10 TV, on air, and online at 10tv.com. Andrew, Yolanda.
Ashley, thanks so much. Earlier tonight, we talked to a political science professor from the University of Cincinnati. He says this election is extremely important.
This was really a question about democracy. This was really a question about, should the views of average people matter? Should majorities carry the day?
All right, so there are two big questions tonight. Why did this issue fail, and what comes next? Our political expert answered both of those questions for us.
It's really hard to sell voters on the idea that they shouldn't be in charge. And ultimately, when you're saying to voters, take the power out of the hands of the majority, you're taking the power out of the hands of the voters. That's a tough sell. Second big message here is this really was a one-time opportunity. After this, there's almost going to be, I think, a Republican surrender on this because they don't want to lock into the Constitution things they don't like. So if you actually did this again in the future, you might inadvertently protect reproductive rights after the November ballot.
Okay.
Looking ahead to November, abortion rights will still be on the ballot. However, it will only require a simple majority instead of the 60% that Issue 1 would have required if passed.
So let's explain a little more about the abortion rights amendment you'll see in November. The goal of the amendment would be to require restrictions imposed past the 24th week of pregnancy to be based on evidence of patient and safety benefits. Ohioans United for Reproductive Rights submitted nearly 500,000 valid signatures, which was certified to be enough to put it on the November ballot. Abortion remains legal in Ohio up to 20 weeks gestation due to a judge's temporary stay on Ohio's heartbeat law that would ban abortions after 6 weeks. And you can read the full results from tonight's election and all of our coverage right now on 10tv.com and inside our 10 TV News app.